showtime.
OnlySlabs.
There, comic book friends and fiends, we're back. Yes, that's right. When I say we, not just me, because I'm like got multiple personalities in my head. Not that I'm saying I don't, but also because I have my brother from the Canadian mother, ladies and gentlemen, Chris, the comic vet. Welcome back, sir.
Oh, you too. You too. How was the big cookout?
Oh, phenomenal. 134 pounds of meat. It was much smaller this year than some of our peak ones, but we still went through 3 whole briskets, 3 pork shoulders, about 50 chicken thighs, 10 pounds of sausage, a keg of root beer, a keg of beer,
And
so
it's just an open invitation.
pretty much. I mean, most of our friends, we send out invitations to our family and our close friends, and then we have a lot of friends that we have various nerd groups that my wife and I are both a part of. We have our various different circles, and we to our close friends within our circles, our guilds or whatever, we pretty much extend an open invitation to any of them if they want to make it to the event to let us know that they're coming. And so, yeah, we have some folks to come this year. E-Man was supposed to come, but at the last minute he had some family obligation. I don't know. Sounds like a bunch of BS to me. I mean, family over
He does have a
barbecue.
big family, though.
He does, but I mean, food and beer are his things. And I had local craft beer and freaking some amazing food. And I'll back that up by saying that my cousin, who's now a KCBS barbecue judge, was here. We made sure he taste tested everything first, and he approved every piece of meat that went out onto the table. Said as some definitely contender worthy of barbecue. So
one day, baby, one day.
That's right. All right. Anyways, we also have a guest. We were scheduled to have a guest who had rescheduled previously, and now he wasn't able to go again. Work happens. No big deal. Hopefully we'll get Adrian and APM another time. But we sent up the bat signal, and ladies and gentlemen, answering the call, it's not Batman, but it's Philtastic. How you doing, Phil?
I'm well. Thank you. I just want to say I'm glad that you said all the different varieties of meat, because my first thought was 134 pounds. That's got to be just a giant burger.
Yep.
I know that people could make that mistake because I'm in California and I said the word barbecue, and most people know that barbecue is not grilling, but California seems to think that grilling is barbecue. And so saying, all right, well, just go with me on this one. So when people say barbecue here in California, they often mean like hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff. And that is not barbecue. That's just throwing some meat on the grill. Very different than when you go down south and you say barbecue, which is slow, low, long, drawn out cookouts, big pieces of meat, your briskets, your ribs, your pork, all those types of things. I do true barbecue. I have competed. I have some awards for barbecue local barbecue competitions and stuff. So, I mean, when I take it seriously, I got 4 smokers and 2 grills. So we're legit.
That's the one culinary area that I feel like the Northeast doesn't have covered.
There's some good barbecue places in New York, believe it or not, but they're not known for it. They're more known for their pizza, and their clam chowder, I suppose, in some of those places. But anyways, we're not here to talk about food, although we could for a long time. God knows I've been on many a stream and have talked about a lot of food. But we are here to talk about comics, more specifically, slab comics. More specifically than that, Phil Slab Comics.
Hey there.
Hey there. That's right. But before we do want to say hello to the chat because that's the thing that we're supposed to do. We're going to do it quickly because we've got on a timetable. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Romper Room.
Romper bumper, stomper boo, tell me do. Magic mirror, tell me today, did all of my friends have fun at play?
Well, as Crucius is here, woohoo, hooray! Hulk Collector 82, how are you doing there, sir? Marty Aleko, happy to have you here. Jean Malo, welcome. Fanboy Prime, hello. Humid South Texas, hot South Texas. Yeah, South Texas, especially if you're down near the Bay at all. Houston, oh my God, humidity in that region is something fierce as opposed to the far west Texas, which is the more desert Southwest, where you get the dry heat. Very different heats in Texas. So I have the shipping guru. Everybody, happy to have you there as the henchman. Congratulations on everything that's going on with you and your channel there, sir. Let's see, we got Hulk. Look, we did that. Hello. Oh, PSN Green Hulkster. Hello from El Paso, Texas. Texas coming in strong today. Let's see who else we got here. Wellbore. Oops, I clicked on the wrong name. Wellbore. There you go. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us there. Appreciate you very much. Comics with Murdoch. Canada coming in strong, representing. Let's see who else we got here. Dr. Von Hoot, comics from the Spiral Dimension. As he says, it's a slabtacular time, representing the UK in the house. Nice. Now all we need is Mad Spidey, and we'll hit that Australia. Dead Man, how you doing? Good evening to all the early birds. Let's see here. Who else joining us today so far? Oh, Brian LCS. It's slabbing time. It most certainly is, good sir. Brian LCS coming up in, I think it's just about 2 or 3 weeks. August 12th, I think it is. He's coming up on the show. That'll be a good time. Anachronic Comics. Joe, thank you for joining us. Warlord is here. God. Hang on, Rob. Click once, not 3 times. Was that a song? Click 3 times. Oh, speaking of Mad Spidey, there he is.
All right.
How you doing, Australia? Good morning.
Now we're on 3 continents right now. North America, Europe, and Australia.
That's right. That's how we do it here.
Come on, Asia.
Only Slabs International. Well, you don't know that yet. We don't have any. If anybody,
Africa, South America, right?
Yeah, there you go. So, the whole thing just blinked on me. I know that Mad Spidey was complaining that last week we weren't on, and he still woke up at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh no! Yeah. Oh no!
Oh goodness gracious! So there we go. More Canadians. I almost said Canadians. Almost all of you are showing up. That's right. Amazing.
There's only like 8 more.
That's right. We appreciate that. Yes, thank you, sir. Larry, thank you for joining us here. El Green Machine. Let's see here. As I'm scrolling through here, I want to make sure I say hello. Marty, Aleka, I don't remember if I said hello already, but hello to everybody in the chat. Absolutely. Let's see, Brian, James, scrolling fast because I know we took about time talk about that, but we don't want to miss anybody. Kenneth Bird is here. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the support as always. Flying through. There we go. Look at that. Well, damn, look at that. We're kicking it off hard already. Thank you very much for the super chat, good sir. We appreciate that. It's always a pleasure. Absolutely. Thanks for stepping in there, Phil. We appreciate that.
You can't
Stephen C is here. Brian LCS tri-tip. Yes, most of my awards are actually for cooking tri-tip, Brian. It's very a West Coast cut of meat. But again, I don't want to get into that. Well, I do. I always love to get into that. Who am I kidding? Lone Eagle. Here you are. How you doing? Ladies and gentlemen. Izzy, did you ever get the tire fixed? Yes. Oh, complete with 4 fully aired tires. There you go. If I read the comment, I would already have the answer to the question. The question is, how many hours did you sit in that car waiting for a tow truck to show up to tow you 3 blocks to get your tire filled? That's the question. If you don't know, go back and watch Legion of Comics Friday morning chat. Izzy joined us from the car the whole time waiting for a tow truck. Didn't want to change his own tire. Not judgmental. I'm just saying, it was raining. He's an artist. And well, he does pay for roadside assistance, so why not use it? If you got time, you might as well.
It's there for.
Yeah. I mean, I've done the same thing. I was at my house, my car battery died. I called roadside assistance to jump my car because I could have gone somewhere else, but I pay them. Why not? I wasn't going anywhere. So I was at home comfortable. No big deal. Not sitting on the side of the road or in a parking lot. Ragman Comics. Hey, I haven't seen you around. Appreciate it. Germany's here. Yes, man, we're killing it. We are killing it. So many countries popping up. I love it. DJ Links, everybody, how you doing? There you go.
Good show last night,
Oh,
DJ.
yes, indeed. Holy cow! I'm so pumped. Look at this. Say, am I missing anybody as I scroll through there? I think I'm getting. I think a lot of them say, everyone say hello. Could be worse. Hey, Durs. Dale of Suspense. Comics and Collectibles. Hello. Marty with the super chat. Phenomenal. Thank you, sir. Like that Canadians fighting cancer. I dig that.
Smoking on an airplane.
Back in the day, that was a thing.
Yeah. Little did they know how dangerous it really was. But okay.
Now you got people getting hauled off for just doing vaping on planes. Yeah, we gave Gene a membership. Thank you very much for doing so. I don't, unfortunately, I don't see the new membership pop-ups. Don't show up in StreamYard.
Right.
So by all means, thanks for letting me know. Shop for Comics swinging by. Thank you very much, sir. The Shopverse ever expanding. Make sure you're checking him out.
Yeah.
And I'm hitting
Jedi
the end.
are now part of it.
I think I've gotten everybody now. I've hit the end of the chat. I think we're caught up. Did I miss anybody? You say, Chris?
Hold on.
Mr. Comics 89's here.
How about this?
Whoa, I missed that. Back collecting with Durs.
That's the first time I ever asked for anything I really wanted.
Thank you so much, sir. You know, and special thanks. I made if you saw my Instagram post today, or if you're a channel member or subscriber and you've seen in the post in the community tab, thank you guys so much. Thanks to all you guys who are doing the super chats. Thanks to the channel members, the ad revenue, everything else. The month of June was our first month of where we raised over $200. And so
awesome.
that payment finally came, because the payments I get from YouTube are a month behind. So once I got it, it was $210.74. We turned around and made that donation to Comics Curing Cancer. The channel page shows just now we're over $1,300 raised already for Comics Curing Cancer, and that just nibbles away at that $25,000 goal. So thank you guys all so much. Appreciate that. And if you don't know, 100% of this channel's revenue from the ads, the memberships, the merchandise sales, these super chats, they all go to Comics Curing Cancer, which is of course the true villain. The channel members who are paying $2.99 a month, special thanks out to the Comic Vet, Nick's Kicks and Comics, Travis Vick, Six Face. By the way, Travis Vick, if you're listening or pay attention to this, you have 8 days left to claim your Henchman of the Month award from last month. You've won twice and not yet claimed either one. You won a shirt, or you get a shirt for being chosen as Henchman of the Month. Next week, and we get first of August, we'll be doing it again for all the henchmen. So Chris at Retro Rocket Comics, Stephen C, Actual Dracula, Jack B Comics, Tate Prime, PSN Green Hulkster, Digger Jim 720, Legion of Comics, Blue Hellion Comics, Dr. Von Hoots, Comics from the Spiral Dimensions, Comic Ozzy, Flo Dameron, Beckerman, DJ Links, Remy Q Studios, Comics by the Bay, Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy, Sector 2815, The Real James Willie, Dale of Suspense Comics, The Comic Vikings, Circumstances, Collecting with Durs, Chaos and Comics, Shattered Glass Comic Reviews, because he changed his name back again, Marty Aleko, Justin Birch Letters, Comic Journey, Trev the Shipping Guru, Comics with Murdoch, Matt 268, Austin LeMay, Ben Parker Comics, Comic Man Andy, Mad Spidey, Cup of Comics, Burke Family 54 Comics, Switch Comics, Seth 11, Hulk Collector 82, Brian LCS, L Green Machine, Izzyverse NYC Comics, A Comic Book Worker, Chuck Hensey, Lone Eagle, Comic Verse, Dagger Comics or DAGR Comics, or Cards rather, Cat Fan Comics Man, Noggin Comics, Triple G Comics. I got DAGR cards on there again because I was rushing to get this done just a moment before the show went live. Collectibles Inc., Aggressively Relaxing, Wayne Deacon, Charmaine Deacon, and Deadman. Thank you all for being channel members. If you thought you were a channel member and your name wasn't on there, I just updated this just before the show, so it means that your membership may have lapsed. Please, by all means, feel free to re-up your membership. And a special thanks to all the new members who have joined members since we went live here that I haven't seen, that I can't see those posts come up yet there. So thank you guys all so much. Really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Immortal Biggie Shack is here.
No.
Now the show can begin. All right, now the Biggie has showed up. Phil, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I appreciate you jumping in here and helping us out here to fill in for us as a guest. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a tough act to follow, but here we go. Another super chat. Thank you very much, channel member Deadman. Greatly appreciate that, sir. Thank you so much. Phil, tell everybody quickly, first of all, a little bit about your channel, what kind of stuff they would expect to find on your channel, and then let's get into some books.
Honestly, just organized or seemingly organized chaos. I like to talk about comics, of course, art, really any type of art. I've talked about comedy. I've cooked on the channel. And
Nice.
yeah, it's really
Cooked
just,
comics?
that was tomorrow. So you ruined it, Rob.
That's
That was
whack
the
comics.
surprise.
Cooked the baby?
No, never.
Oh.
Too
I-
tender.
You sounded
I-
disappointed, Rob.
Now, I used to always take when my child was 2 or 3, I used to, when I was holding him, half the time I'd walk by the oven, I'd open up the oven and go like, "Oh, I'm gonna cook. You're so delicious. I'm gonna cook you up." And then she'd always say, "No, you can't eat me. I'm not food. Food doesn't talk." It was so adorable. And then I forget they did something recently that was super cute and adorable and appreciative. And I actually said, "Well, it's a good thing I never cooked you and ate you all those years ago."
Yeah.
But it's
It's a
good to
little
keep
bit
them
of-
guessing.
A little bit of Jan doing you.
Yeah.
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 My little guy's just learning to talk, so he would just kind of like,
Yeah, maybe in a couple years. Once they understand that you can end them at any time, it's good to keep that relationship going. Parental advice. Anyways. All right. Cool. So comics, art, everything going on there. You brought some slab comics, which it was
Did.
great. You jumped in to fill in, and immediately your snapshot picture, you show yourself with a big boy book, and I get a couple of pictures. I didn't know Phil was into slabs. Well, I guess people are going to learn a bit about you today, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
They are. I'm going to tell everybody, having watched the show, I'm going to tell you, I might not have the things that are like, I've never seen that before. You're not going to see me pull out like, oh, here's a George Washington autograph thing with a remark on the back that says King George sucks.
Right.
Pull the
That
plug
would
out
be
of Rob.
amazing.
That's
Yeah.
enough then. Yeah.
In fact, some of the stuff you
Printed
might,
by, this was covered by Ben Franklin,
You gonna learn today. Okay.
signed by Herbie Hancock.
Right.
Some of the
Herbie
stuff you might
Hancock,
even
that'd be
pause and
interesting.
say, why do you have that and why do you have that slabbed? But I figured I'm going to kind of tie it into a little bit of history about my collection and things that I just appreciate. And just seconds before we started, we do have unboxing a little bit later in it.
All right.
Awesome. All right. Let's get into it. Let's bust out some new. So here we go. Daredevil NYC's here. Thank you. Austin LeMay, thanks for coming. All right. Let's show off that first book.
Sure. So I started with, this is one of the things that'll be like, okay, you have that. Why is it slabs? This was actually the first slab I purchased, even before I was submitting myself. I think I got this from eBay for like $10. If you know me, you know I'm a big X-Men fan, specifically Wolverine. So that's what I went with. This is an Uncanny number 162. Not a high grade, but you got the original CGC labels there. Dave Cockrum art, which, in case you can't see it great, you've got the Brood trying to eat Wolverine, who's got this big pink hat on for some reason. And the Brute has strategically ripped off Wolverine's clothing except for his fur underoos and his boots because space is cold. And Wolverine smells because he's got this stink lines, I'm assuming, emanating from his loincloth.
He doesn't wash. So, the man could use some talc.
Yeah.
I feel like this is something like Dope would have a great time lampooning.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but that was the first one.
You know, they're stink lines because that's how they did it for Pigpen on the Peanuts. Yeah,
exactly. So then I went to.
Looks just like Dr. Von Hoot when he stretches in the morning.
We've all been there.
I decided to show off next. This is the first slab I ever submitted. I didn't have a CGC membership. I went to New York Comic Con in 2008, not realizing some of the basics of CGC. Like if you're going to get something signed, you need to have a witness.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this was just something from my youth that I really appreciated. And we're going to have kind of a callback into this a little bit later on. This was, and again, not a rare book, Wolverine 75, relabeled.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't know if you could see it.
Yeah, the
there.
hologram.
Yeah, with Adam Kubert signing it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is our goodbye adamantium.
Yes, for now.
Yeah.
Goodbye adamantium and goodbye nose eventually.
Yeah.
No.
It's funny that those style covers that had those smaller holograms on the right side, they're still very popular with collectors today. Like we've had them a few times on this show and going around shows. They always seem to be on a wall if they're slabbed up. They're just, I guess it's just
it was
nostalgia.
one of the, yeah, it is. It's one of those things that like the full there was a couple full hollow foil covers in the 90s, but those smaller inset holograms were it was one of those gimmicky things that were done, and the ones that the X-Men did were probably some of the better ones they did on the X-Men titles than say like the famous Spider-Man 4, which are good, but they're not nearly the same kind of depth, and they really kind of refined them by the time they got to those X ones.
Yep.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, they did those great. And I think those were all around the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, when it was all in this storyline too, right? That's going on here when they're with Magneto and all the stuff. And that was a fundamental shift. I mean, that was at that time you had this whole, not only with Magneto ripping this off, but there was also the stuff that was going on, as I recall, like Magneto was running the X-Men at one point in that time period, and or maybe not. Maybe I'm confusing it with something else.
Yeah.
All right, forget me. I'm not an X person. I was reading Wolverine, and that's it. So, anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Charles Xavier was going to do something about wiping Magneto's brain or something.
Yeah.
And okay, that's what it was.
Yeah. So in this, I've kind of shown off some of my mistakes, I guess you could say.
Chris.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
No. Sorry, Chris was putting up a thing. As soon as he put up a thing, I overrode him. Sorry.
No.
Ignore us.
So I had originally started collecting really 92, 93, up until I graduated high school in 97.
Mm-hmm.
And I came back into the hobby with a vengeance in 2001, 2002. Primarily what I was collecting when I went back in were X-Men books. And here's one of the early X-related books I picked up. And I'll say this isn't a high grade. I think this was one that was a little harsh by CGC. And this is a future one that I'm going to crack and press.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this actually hasn't been on our show that often. I know when we were back in volume 1, Rob showed his copy. But
no, I didn't because I just got mine recently.
Okay, it hasn't been that much. So pull that back up, Phil. Pull that back
sure.
up. This is where I make my bread and butter. What to say on the right side of that blue label, my man?
First appearance X-23.
There we are. Still
Actually-
a high value, like still high value book. It didn't take that much of a dip. If Rob's looking up, I don't think it took that much of a dip after the bubble kind of ended.
Yeah, and like I said, I've never had a third-party presser before, and I'm finally ready to take the dive. And this is definitely one of the ones I want to have pressed.
Yeah. Great segue there that, don't forget, guys, if you do need a comic book presser and you don't know who to try, you can always try the Rogue Trader. Use the code FATSTACKS to save 20% off your pressing, including already discounted bundles, and $10 will go to Comics Curing Cancer every time the code is used. Sorry, my youngest recently just spotted that NYX book on my wall and was commenting about how much they loved the art cover on that cover, particular their art. So 7.5. I mean, right now you said yours was a 7.5,
right?
7.5 selling for around $300 still. Just went for one, just sold for $288. Fair market value is listed at $330 on it. If you get up, it's four figures for a 9.8, but the 9.6, which is what I took the value hit on the 9.6 there, it's runs about half the price of a 9.8. So a 9.8 last sold for $1,260, whereas $660 for a 9.6. So big value in the 9.6. Whereas the 9.4 sold for $649. So saying that same ballpark as a 9.4, 9.6, so it's all in that range. But yeah, that's even a 2.5 of that book last sold for like over $100. So
2.5. What did they do? Like read it outside the car window doing 100? Like 2.5. That book is new.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah.
Once I returned to collecting, I slowly started expanding past X-Men and hit DC. And my first stop with DC. Oh, you okay?
Yeah, no. I just spilled coffee into my keyboard. Don't mind me.
Oh,
don't worry. Continue.
Okay.
If I
co-host, man. That's why we have a co-host. Let's go.
Fortunately, it's a mechanical keyboard, so coffee shouldn't affect it too bad.
Oh, good. So the first stop with DC, of course, was Batman. And this was one of the issues I was able to buy at cover price when it came out. And I just sent this in and got it back about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And, I mean, look, you're talking one of the great modern day Batman stories. I mean, what can I say that hasn't been said about this already?
Right. Phil, would you mind reading us the creative team that's on that book?
Jeff Loeb's story.
Yep.
Jim Lee and Scott Williams cover and art.
Yeah. What a powerhouse lineup. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, no, that Hush story. That's actually I had sent my copy in recently. There was to get that book triple signed because it was such a great series. And of course, kicking off that Jim Lee run on Batman.
Yeah, and with where Robert Pattinson, if it's going to be going into Court of Owls with the next film, or if it's going to be going into Hush, both of those storylines are picking up in value. But Hush, very special, very special.
Definitely. So this was a book. This is one that my wife hates.
Okay.
This is a character in the Batman universe that I think is a great character when she's written well. And I think only one or two writers have really been able to tap into what can be accomplished with this character. And this is just a great cover. Catwoman number 51.
Oh. Very, very famous cover. Or not very famous. I shouldn't say famous, but very popular cover.
Yeah. There you go.
I would agree with that, Phil. Like, I can only think of a couple writers that I thought did a fantastic job. Cliff Jang did an excellent story with the DC Black Label of an older lady Catwoman that was last year. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
and
100%.
That cover, it's incredible.
I think
pretty. Thank you, Dr. Monty. Thank you.
That was perfect. Also from
leave it to DVH to be our resident pun expert.
Yes. Yeah.
There's the doctor is in puns.
It was,
Punology.
a
Also,
punologist.
sorry. Also from around that era.
He's like, guys, I'm trying to do a show with comic books. Guys, shut up.
We got 90 minutes.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah.
We're gonna power through this. Damn it.
Well done, Phil. Well
You
done.
think this is about kids' games? No, this is about comics.
Damn, I love it when the guest is the taskmaster.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sold toys.
Okay, from around that era, again, just a great cover. One that spoke to me right on the shelf when I saw it, the rack. Shelf. What am I don't know. Detective 880.
Oh,
In
yeah.
a 9.8.
Yeah.
Rob, do your work. Now, I've seen this cover a handful of times, but for whatever reason, it usually checks in around 9.2, 9.4. Now, I know even at 9.2, 9.4, I've seen them for $300-$400 at cons. Now, this is just, I believe, just a normal cover A, but for whatever reason, it is through the roof on a 9.8, that classic Jock cover.
What
And
issue is
he's
this?
Phil, what issue was that?
880.
Oh, 880.
And just one of those creative freedom covers when it comes to cover A, because that really has
Yeah, it's not a key.
it's nothing. It's just an incredible piece of artwork.
Yeah, that book. Well, okay, so a 9.8, about $475. Recent sale last month.
Okay.
On that book. A 9.6 will cost you about just under $200.
Now, Phil, what's on the back of that cover? Is it a black cover? Because like I said, I don't see them in 9.8s that often.
I mean, it's a darker ad. It's an ad for the Green Lantern film.
Okay.
Oh, that's why it's
so they're
expensive.
punishing.
Yeah.
They're punishing.
So that was
those just because of the film.
That is a book though that because it's a cover buy, and not really a key or anything. You do see during the pandemic, that book got up close to $700. Actually, $699, $695. So it's come down. Lost 50% of its value in the correction, simply because it's just an art. But yeah, cool.
Gorgeous cover.
Yeah. So also around that time, I wasn't just buying new books. I started dabbling in things that were a little bit older, staying with the Batman theme here. I just went with the Killing Joke.
There it is.
Yeah.
Woo!
It's
Batman
common.
Story of the 80s.
Yeah, but great cover, classic cover. Just the right amount of creepy and cool.
Well, a story that really just kind of got into the realm of really twisted and really messed up. On so many different levels. So, of course, lasting impact. One of those stories that it's not canon, but it's canon at the same time. It bled into canon. Canon didn't discuss the events necessarily, but dealt with the ramifications of.
Yeah, you just kind of gave me thought that's kind of, I guess, at least in my observation so far, the DCU plans where it's like, yeah, this exists here, but it's not necessarily involved, and maybe that'll work for them. Yeah. I did get a couple new characters when I, of course, went back into the hobby. This is one I feel like either people love it or hate it, but I think she's a great character. And this is Ms. Marvel #1.
Oh yeah.
9.8. Very nice.
Yeah. This is the first solo series.
Yes. Yep. New trailer dropped yesterday too.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I liked it. I'm not a hater. I'm one of those that realize her television show, wasn't necessarily directed at me in my late 40s. It was directed at a much younger generation. Yeah. But I thought it well done, visually stunning, and the actress loves playing the character and loves being involved with the MCU. What else can you ask for?
Definitely.
Yeah.
She's kind of dead now, but
Yeah.
for a few moments.
Give
Oh yeah,
it a
yeah.
week-
They've
give it a week off.
already announced but you can already go to the FOC to get or not FOC, but you can already go to the previews and get the forthcoming. And here's a teaser. She has an X on her belt buckle now.
Yeah.
It was just a flesh one, I guess.
Yeah, just a fleshy. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll tell you too. You know, you talk about the series. I've made it a point on social media never to talk about things like politics, religions, whatever. This is the only time in the past, I'm going to say 5 years, I've discussed politics online. We had a former, here up until recently, they were calling them freeholders. Now they're county commissioners. Put some up online, like right when the show came out, there was an article in Variety that was just not the best one, not representative, I guess you could say, of the character. And his whole thing was, well, Disney's pushing now that we should have Muslim superheroes, and people were replying back. It was kind of funny with, well, you know, Captain America is Catholic and Daredevil and a list of Jewish characters. And I jumped in and I was like, you know, I kind of try not to worry about the religious beliefs of fictional characters, but that's just me. I think there's other things to worry about in this world.
Right?
And I never heard a reply back.
Yeah.
And his wife liked the comment.
Yeah. All the things that I need my politicians to worry about. That's probably not one of them.
Oh, these are reversed. There we go. Switcheroo.
Oh, there you go. Now you can hear us in the right order.
There we go. Yeah, I was all backwards before. Now
That
I
makes
feel better.
sense. Awesome.
Also during that time, we're going to come back to this character again. I'm showing this one because it's the higher one, I guess. This is a little spoiler. Another new character from around that era. This is, of course, Miles.
Oh, yes.
Oh my.
Yeah, I got the George Takei. I was like, I'm not going to get a Takei on this one. But yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty damn special, that book right there.
Oh, yeah. And I think it's a character that has legs, definitely. Well,
You think he has some staying power?
You think he's going to last?
You know what? I think the Spider-Man guy is really going to take off.
Yeah. Man, they are bringing out a lot of Spider-Man, though.
Oh, yeah.
We got 2 more upcoming Spider-Man titles, one with Nightcrawler and one with Doc Ock back as Spider-Man. I mean, geez.
Yeah, superior. Well, let's talk about something positive, though.
Yeah.
That the trailer for the Spider-Man video game, Spider-Man 2, features both Peter and Miles and Venom, and it looked incredible.
Phil with the hot take that Miles Morales might have some legs. Yeah.
Well,
I look at it like this, you know, Chris, is that you can bring out all these Spider-Man. At least we might have a decent Spider-Man book to read.
Well, we have one decent one, like you.
Right.
You know, that's
right.
it.
Well, Miles. Well, we might have more.
And it is Miles too. Yes.
Right.
Miles is the only decent one. Okay.
And all I could say is that, you know, with all the new Spider books coming out and your characters like Spider Rex and Cinderella Spider, whatever she's called, hey, great argument for Marvel Unlimited or Hulu or whatever.
Yeah, and it's still probably half the number of Batman titles.
This is true. Journey's here. I can't wait for the X-Men comments.
Ultimate Fallout 4. I'll have to look back into that one.
Yeah. It's a sleeper for sure.
Yeah. Nobody's heard of it yet. Yeah.
It might be worth it. I don't know. Dollar bin book.
So a while ago, I said that you're going to see a couple comics that you might be like, why do you have this and why do you have this slabs? This is one of them.
Those are the best.
This is one of them. I'll say that this was a gift. So there's, of course, a bit of a little story behind it. And this is Ultimate Vision, #1. And yes, it's a 9.8.
I didn't even know there was an Ultimate Vision.
Yeah. They kind of, I think, forgot about it somewhere between issues 4 and 5. So it was like almost, I think like the end of the Ultimate Universe was announced before the series was over. It's like, yeah, whatever, this is done.
I love the sort of Metropolis-esque when we decided to make Vision a female, and
yes, and with the most natural robot female pose, of course, the head back, like.
Oh, yeah, well, because all females in comics have to arch their back to accentuate their bosom.
Yes, and robotic bosom.
Yes, because robo bosom, absolutely. Because that's exactly what all female because we needed to make robots have sex for some reason, and they all have to and you can tell because we had to make fake boobs. Because robo scientists are just like every other man.
You do have to.
Hello, Blade Runner. Yeah.
You do have to trademark robo bosom immediately. I feel like after the show. That's something there. I don't know.
Zach says he popped in at the right time.
That's what she said.
Robo boobs make soul twice happy.
So, yeah, I received this as a gift for my 35th birthday from the original owner of my LCS, Fat Moose Comics, in Whippany, New Jersey. Oldest in New Jersey. Through female robot.
Wow.
Only with you. Wait.
They may need new operating system then. Yeah.
I can't tonight. I'm decompressing.
I gotta decompress my files. You'll get a virus.
Okay, guys. Let's go.
I say screw the others. Let's just keep going with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Elon, the original owner, wound up selling the business about, I'm going to say 8 years ago, and moved out to Seattle. Wound up opening up a whole nother shop, and my shop, which is
SpaceX.
Yes, he's actually.
Okay.
Oh, other Elon. Yeah, I was like, where's the? Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't have nearly enough coffee this morning.
Okay.
I've been up since Madam's Street.
Okay.
Someone thought you needed robo boobs in your life.
Oh, Mad Spidey.
That would have been a great tagline for this book. Yeah, so every time I look at this, like, Elon, how are you, sir?
Phenomenal.
Yeah. That's kind. When I started slabbing on my own, I, of course, went back into what I had as a kid. And this is a grade that this is one of those books that went crazy during the pandemic, and I feel like it's come back to earth somewhat. For me, it is the first appearance I ever collected. It's a character I like, but I think it's one that I love, I should say, but it's one that Marvel kind of forgot what to do with for a while. And that is Uncanny 282.
Ooh.
Bishop.
His name is Bishop.
That's
and
always been a very affordable key.
Yeah.
I'm taking a look right now, but I don't recall. That one's always been in my mind. Yeah, I mean a 9.8's $200, but a 9.6 selling for like $57, or well, one sold for $37 the other day, but 9.6, 9.4s, 9.2s, you know, they're basically going for $50 or less.
Yeah.
With the cost of grading.
Yeah. Interesting, because he was in the Days of Future Past film. Like they didn't ruin the character in the movie, in my opinion. I thought he did a good job. So we'll see what happens when they recast the new X-Men. If he shows up, that book is just going to go north in a hurry.
Yeah, I mean, and it's still easy to find too. I don't think I've ever not seen it at a con or at a show or whatnot, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Bishop, a very underrated character. I agree, 100%.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I think that once they made him a crazed bad guy in that Messiah Complex story with Cable, they kind of like, all right, what do we do with him now?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Did I just grab? I'm sorry, I can't read my handwriting.
You got notes. I like it.
Yeah.
So are we about the halfway mark then?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, it's a good point to take a break.
All right, cool. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll take a break. We'll go ahead and we're going to get ready to do our first giveaway here. While I'm getting that all queued up here, Chris, what's coming up for you on your channel there, sir?
Well, in about 45 minutes, two cool guys, two hot picks will drop a day early. And so make sure you check that out. Also, the walking tour of Montreal. Montreal's big Comic-Con last weekend is still up, as well as the meet and greet panel with Greg Capullo. Make sure that you check out Monday, where I'm going to be opening a mystery box from Ken Lashley himself. And this Wednesday, again, as always, is Show Us What You Got, new Comic Book Day Hangout, where it's an open invitation for anyone to join. Thanks,
Awesome.
Rob.
Hey guys, if you don't know the hashtag, what that means, go ahead and enter the hashtag into the comments for hashtag RoboBoobs, because what the hell, somebody suggested it. We got a short box full of comics here. We're going to be doing a drawing in just a moment for 6 comic books. We ship internationally, so you guys go ahead and enter that hashtag. We'll be giving that away shortly there. Phil, got anything coming up on your channel?
Couple unboxings Monday. It seems like I've been pretty good for that lately. And then the rest, I guess, is dependent on time, energy, and ambition.
Well, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, with a young one, I mean, it's not. Sometimes it's hard to balance anything else.
Yeah, it just hit me. Maybe you might agree with me, Rob. Maybe not. Being a radio guy, I feel like time, energy, and ambition sounds like it'd be a great R&B album title.
All right, here's time, energy, and ambition coming up to you from the I'll Think About It.
Yeah. They may not be related, but they do be brothers.
That's awesome. Well, for myself, the guys coming up on Monday, another Monday mail call. As you know, last Monday we opened up a pretty big banging book. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But I'm going to tell you, the next several mail calls we're opening major keys. Pretty good sized books, I would say, each time. So strap in, hit that notification bell, subscribe so you'll know when they drop. Also, you'll be alerted when we go live here with the old great OnlySlabs. Of course, Thursday I'll have an unboxing with IRF Authentics. I got another one of their round of their IRF Authentics mystery boxes. I'll be joined. Ruben is going to join me from IRF Authentics to unbox that, and he'll have to sit there and squirm as I unbox it in front of him, and he has to answer for his crimes or celebrate in his glory, one or the other.
No middle ground.
Yeah, there's no middle ground at all.
No.
It's just
Love or
just
hate.
is.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. And then next week on OnlySlabs, we'll be joined by Collecto6. And if you don't know Collecto6, you're gonna. Anyways, let's
Collecto 5.
exactly. All right. We have 40 entries out of 48 viewers. I think we've given you some time. So for those of you other 8, I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, Wheel of Fish. And our winner for this first go round here is
Boom.
Gary B, the casual comic guy. Congratulations there, Gary, who is up early this morning.
Watch your back, Rob.
Yeah, thank you. All right, let me turn off this banner for a second here. We don't need the banner crawling while we're doing this. All right, so Phil.
Yes.
You're going to be choosing books for Gary. Gary doesn't want any Venom. Okay.
Let's go.
Now
for
there is a Conan book in here, and there are some Red Sonja books in here.
And Spider Woman.
There's
Gwen?
some Spider-Woman books. Yeah,
some Gwen.
he likes ladies. So number and shirtless men. Give me a number 1 from 10 from the front, 1 through 10 from the back, or we'll just do some back to front action.
You know what? In celebration of Robo Boobs, let's go from the front.
All right.
I'm going to go with
a pair of them.
Oh boy.
Oh man. You know what? I'm going to go with number 3.
Book number 3. Okay. And next up, we're going to roll 6 books in total.
Okay. Lucky 7.
From the front also, or from the back?
Also from the front.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right.
Okay. From the back, let's go with 5.
Okay.
Also from the back, let's go with 8.
Okay. 2 more books.
Okay. From the back, let's go with number 3.
All right. 1
And
more.
from the front, number 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay.
Please tell me they're all Turok.
None of them are Turok. There's not a Turok in there.
Drats.
All right. Gary, your books first up for you. How about The Mighty Thor 257?
Oh, very nice.
Nice cover. Also, it's Snake Lines.
Next up, Sam Keith, Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, Darker Image.
Oh, Darker Image 1. Nice.
Very cool.
Ooh, the
This
pose
one will
to
come
Max.
with
like
some
Oh.
Pokemon cards, courtesy of Shattered Glass Comic Reviews. This one here, how about an homage to Hulk 181, Ghost Rider issue 7, the first appearance of Exhaust.
I didn't know they homage
Had it-
that issue.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a character named Exhaust.
Yeah. Legends of the Dark Knight issue number 1.
Nice.
Red Hood Outlaw issue 27, signed by Scott LaBelle.
Very
Patty's
nice.
son. Yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice signature. And last but not least, Adam Hughes, The Rocketeer.
Great cover.
So there you go, Gary. Congratulations. I have your address, so we'll get those on out to you. And in the meantime, let's get back into some killer slabs. Oh, what?
Oh.
Why'd you do that?
Killer might be an oversell.
All right, let's get back into some slabs.
Some slabs, yeah.
We'll just go with that.
Another one I bought in my youth and was able to preserve it well enough for a good grade when I did get it slabs. Avengers Annual number 10.
Oh.
And I know this has artwork everybody loves on it.
Yeah, I actually recently we were covering on Triple G's channel, which I'll be on after this. We did a recent episode where we talked about worst comic book covers, and that was my choice.
Yeah, we'll say it was very of the time.
Yeah, Gary, I got your prize tag, Gary.
This is a cover. It's not a key. It's one that I really, really just enjoy so much. And I submitted it for the George Perez signing. That unfortunately didn't happen, but I still got the little label art. Marvel Fanfare number 10.
Oh,
Great.
The George Perez label.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Excuse the glare. Shout out to my buddy Sean from Cooking with Stupid if he's watching, who has an amazing story where George Perez.
That is a great show name.
Oh yeah. I told him he's got to get like Alice Cooper to okay doing a parody of Hey Stupid for his theme song, but that's just me. Yeah, he's got a great story about how Teen Titans number 2, I believe, literally saved his life.
Mm. That's an interesting story.
Yes. The next is my first yellow label. I went to Midtown for a signing, and this was all pre-COVID. I'm a short guy. I know you can't really tell necessarily from the phone. I don't generally like going into the city unless I have to. Luckily, this time I went with a really good friend of mine who is much, much taller than me. And of course, you call Midtown and like, hey, you know, I know you have this signing. It's at 5, but what time is it? Should you really line up expecting a big crowd? Oh, we don't know. We just told people to get here early. We got there. It was pouring and raining. I don't know which location it was, to be honest with you. And we were 2 of 4 people online. But yeah, this is a great image series that I believe is just wrapping up, but it's been wrapping up now for like a year. One that I think does not nearly get enough attention. This is Monstrous number 2, signed by Marjorie Liu.
Interesting. I've never even seen this book.
Let me tell you something. Well, first of all, if you wanted to get into it, it is a very involved read. I would definitely recommend looking at it in trades, or I don't know if you could get it online anywhere. But Sana Takeda, whose name I probably just butchered, does a tremendous job on the artwork for this book. And I can tell you that it is a very unique story. More of kind of like a fantasy related, but I'm not one for fantasy stories, but this one sucked me in, and it's something I look for all the time. Cool. And Marjorie Liu is, in my opinion, an underrated writer. If you guys want to read any of her work on the cheap, she had an amazing run on Astonishing X-Men. See, I tied it back to X-Men.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, really using like C-level characters. I don't think Wolverine was in her book for more than 2 issues. I could be wrong, but
X-Men's got plenty of title characters that you could do that.
Yeah, even like these were characters I was like, oh my god, this is such a great story, and with a nothing character who is usually just relegated to the background.
Strong guy? Boom boom?
No,
Puck?
Here, I could beat you on
Puck's not X-Men, sorry.
Yeah, everybody loves Puck, though. Come on. It was a, I don't even know her name. It was supposed to be one of the Shi'ar, but like a Shi'ar mutant that I have not seen before or after her run. That was like a war-bound type of thing. Great story. Best single issue. I wish I knew the number or else I would tell you, but also early Marvel Film Noto art, which in my book you can't go wrong with.
Awesome.
So I don't just have CGC. I do have some CBCS. I've only had one encounter with CBCS. And the only reason I dove into it is because I got one of those Comic Tom tickets. And I decided I would give them a little bit of testing. I used, just making sure, 4 books, 3 of them from my youth.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them I had witnessed directly being signed. One of them I was sure was legit, and the other one has always been kind of a big question mark above me. So, I mean, spoilers again, this is a Wolverine book. Wow.
Oh, sorry, it's my phone. I got an email.
I love that.
The Mario coin? Yeah.
Yes.
Every time when I get an email, I get a Mario coin. If I get a text message, I get Hadouken.
I would go nuts on that, and I would tell people, just text me constantly just to annoy my wife at dinner.
Yeah. And I forget, there's something else where you get like a quarter dropping into one of the alerts is a quarter dropping into an arcade machine. Yeah.
But all very cool.
Yeah.
This was a book from my youth that I really loved. Wolverine number 50, signed by Larry Hama. I didn't expect it well.
I love these die cut in this book. This was I remember as a Wolverine, because I was a Wolverine guy during this time, and I remember just totally digging the hell out of this and the Sabretooth one as well.
And I'll say this, Larry Hama, I really think has been, as far as Wolverine solo stories outside of Uncanny X-Men, had a great run that I don't think he nearly gets enough credit for. I'll say that I think Ben Percy is doing a great job on it now, but Larry's my guy until Wolverine lost his nose. But
another 90s classic. Yep.
And I'll also say this, by the way, too. I got this signed at Garden State Comic Fest, which usually not far from here. If you do have the opportunity to even just see Larry to come, not only does he sign it, he has a nice little tip jar in front of him that anything that goes in there, he donates to Vietnam War veterans. And I think it's a classy move that I wish DC and Marvel would take a page from whenever they do these variants for social causes and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Or they should do these things and have it all go to Comics Curing Cancer. That'd be great too.
That too. Okay. Also CBCS. This is one that I had personally witnessed, and there's of course a little bit of a story behind it. Not a rare book at all. This is Ultimate X-Men number 15. Adam Kubert.
Oh,
great cover. This, if I remember correctly, was one of the better books in the run. I have an Adam Kubert story that was negative, and then it kind of came to understanding. So I had this signed at the Montclair Art Museum. They were having a Marvel exhibit before they started doing their current kind of traveling museum visits that they have now. And the Kubert School, used to be run by the Kubert family, is just the next town over from here. So they really are kind of, it's not hard to find them at local cons and whatnot. At this con, you had mostly young kids, and they did like a little bit of a kind of like a mini con inside of the museum at that time too, at this showing. So really you could walk right up to, it was Adam and Joe there. I haven't met Andy yet. And really just talk with them. They were smiling, they were sketching and signing stuff. So I saw that, and that was like in March, right?
Uh-huh.
The following, I'm going to say, well, it would be the following October, I went to Comic-Con. And I should also note that was not my first meeting with Joe Kubert. I do have something cool I would show you, but it's not slabs.
Got it. So, Phil, you do have a question coming in. People asking about, where'd you get the big new 52 Joker display? I love that thing. And then Dr. Von Hook chimed in that he too also thinks it's terrifying and he loves it.
Oh yeah, and I used to set that up in we're in a raised ranch, which is fancy realtor talk for you don't have a garage. And I used to set it up like underneath our electrical box, and you kind of walk in, and right now we don't have a door there, so it's a little dark. So if you catch it out of the corner of your eye and the light is just right, it'll give you like not a full-on heart attack, but definitely a little tremor.
Nice.
So I went up to the Kuberts. They were just sitting at a table at the con. There was no line, and I had made note that I saw Adam sketching. So I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I had actually purchased a small sketchbook, and I was like, oh, this is great. I could go to cons and ask if they could do a quick sketch. And Adam wasn't having it. He was really kind of not happy about it. Actually, when I got that Wolverine sign, he's like, this is really crappy Wolverine art in here that I did. Why do you want to have this sign? I was like, well, it's something that I liked as a kid, and it was very of the time. And I remember watching Joe Kubert kind of looking at him like, what's wrong with you today? And I kept that in the back of my head, like, whatever. It was a con, maybe he was just in a bad mood or whatever. And a couple years later, I realized that wasn't too far after his mother had passed. Like, I think a matter of weeks. So it's like, I guess it's okay to have a bad day and not say this guy was a dick just based on this one interaction.
Right. Yeah.
So that was my understanding of that in a long about way, saying that. Okay. So the next two were, again, from my youth, and these are ones that I didn't know were real. This one I kind of thought was. I had gotten this as a Christmas present. It came with a certificate of authenticity, so of course it had to be real.
That's right.
But, I was happy when CBCS said yes, it is real, and this was Moon Knight #1, signed by Jim Shooter.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah.
Holy cow!
That was not the one I meant to hit, but that's okay. We'll take it.
We'll take it. It's good.
Yeah.
And now this was a mystery. I'm going to kind of connect back into this in a little bit. This is a book I picked up at a flea market when I was a kid. Every Saturday, my dad, in the spring and summer, my dad would take us to the Meadowlands flea market. If you're not familiar with the Meadowlands, that's where the New York Giants used to play. Now they're across the street. I remember getting this for about, I think, $10. And at the time, I was like, this might be real. This might not be. At the end of the day, it's $10. Right. I was happy when CBCS said, yes, it is real. Spawn number 1.
Oh, very good.
Signed by me. Hello, nurse. You gotta love the Animaniacs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Where's the pad? Oh, here we go.
Keys from the Fleas.
I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Freaky Louie says you gotta love Keys from the Fleas.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry I keep going like this.
You're trying to read your phone.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you're using your phone, we understand you have a 5-inch screen, and then on top of that, the text then is 2 nanometers tall.
Plus the old macular degeneration, yeah. Of course.
Oh, oof, that's a tough one. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. Okay. This was
$10 well spent. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah.
Austin LeMay approved.
I'm not familiar with Austin, but I have to say, I feel
Austin's
like
a big Spawn.
LeMay,
he's a big Spawn fan. He's a Spawn guy.
Yeah.
I feel like Austin LeMay approved should be something. It just sounds cool.
Yeah, it does. It really probably should be. It should be our second thing. You know, Mark from Legion of Comics has the Austin over Peach. Maybe we can come up with Austin approved.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk to him because licensing costs to utilize his name are expensive. He's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Maybe he'll sell it to you like a WWE guy.
Yeah, you know. So we'll talk about it. We'll have to see.
So this next one is...
It's just people saying hello. Don't worry about it.
Oh, no worries.
Sorry.
My first and only remark, this is again something that I wish the grade were higher. I see why it's not as high, but I bought it off the rack, so you can't go wrong.
Right.
This is Ultimate Fallout.
Yeah! Yeah!
Signed by Bendis and Bagley with a Bagley remark. Here you go.
This is another book featuring that character that you think might have some legs.
Yeah, sleeper hit for 100% for sure.
Phenomenal.
He's dark horse character. Yeah.
And I think this is, really why it kind of got the 9.0, that little scratch or whatnot there.
Oh yeah.
And the only reason I think that might have happened, because I was like, it definitely didn't have that. I was thinking maybe it was something with the window bag rather.
Possibly, yeah.
Again, look, I bought it for $3.99, however much they were selling for at this point. Can't go wrong. And it's just something cool, a remark like that.
You get a lot of bangers, people dropping bombs right now. Yes.
A lot of love from Miles.
Yeah. I'm happy.
Austin LeMay said, I submit all licensing right benefits to C3. Okay, they're good.
Right, we're good
Hashtag Austin LeMay approved. Very good.
Okay, let's merchandise the hell out of that now.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think that's going to be for Comics Curing Cancer. We might reserve it for that. Austin LeMay approved. Yeah.
I can see Rob making a t-shirt of that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I hear Miles' kid could be big. Yep, exactly. Yeah. Awesome, Larry. Very good. Yep. Spider-Man is Marvel, not Dark Horse. This is Chris. You know this. I don't know.
Context, man. Context.
Yeah.
Context.
I've only ever seen Phil in the kitchen or on the couch. Nice to see him in the hobby room.
BTC, you got to go back then. Yeah. Hey, look, the couch is comfy and
102 degrees. I'm my books. Miles is kind of overrated. What?
Trev, wow.
He's a DC guy. It's okay. He's a DC guy.
Well, we'll give it's Trev, so I'll give him a pass. The next 3 books are definitely big books in my collection. I was lucky enough to get these before prices really escalated. This book is by far the first gigantic key that I ever owned. And it was something that sat in my LCS on the wall for a little bit. and I always gave it a glance, and I decided to pull the trigger when Elon, not Musk, the other guy, said, hey, you could do layaway if you really want. And I knew that I was onto something, because I was talking to my mom, I think kind of secretly hoping she would talk me out of it. And she's like, well, look, you like these characters. You said these are big people, just go for it. And this was, again, before mortgage and car payments and children. Right. So, of course, you could do this. So, again, this is X-Men #1.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Is it for the book, or is it because I finally just got to the point?
No, because the book.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard this book. It's kind of a big deal.
Oh.
Just saying.
Let's see. 2 sleeper hits in one show.
That's right.
Start specking now. Yeah, and I don't know what I could say about this that hasn't already been said.
I mean, in a 4.0, I mean, we're just all right. Here we go. Now, you got this a while ago. You said
yes, about 22 years ago, maybe.
22 years. Yeah, I assume then you'll pay less than current market prices.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, let's see here. All right, so Chris, you care to venture a guess, sir?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, I know a 0.5 is 4 figures. 4.0. Let's go 4,500.
Wow, no, way lower.
Way lower?
Way lower than. Oh wait. Oh, sorry. You said 4,500. I thought you said 45,000. Sorry.
Oh no.
40. No.
Sorry, 4,500. You're way low.
I'm way low.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. So, let's see. We have. Yeah, this book right now is consistently a 5-figure book.
In a 4.0.
In a 4.0, recent sales. This year, $12,999.99.
Wow.
12,600, 10,300, 10,300, 12,000, 12,660, 13,000. Yeah, so it's a book that's going to run you between $11,000 to $13,000.
Everyone in the chat was in and around what I said. But yeah,
it's big there. And thank you very much, Marty.
That's the first time I ever asked for anything I really wanted.
Yeah, Chris, even pre-pandemic in 2020, that book was a $6,000 book back then.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah, that's a big boy book.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Phil, pull that back up. Pull that X-Men one up again. Would you mind reading us the right side of that label? Normally, I reserve that just for GSX, but X-Men #1, it's on every show book.
Origin and first appearance of the X-Men. Professor X, Cyclops, Iceman, Angel, Beast, and Marvel Girl, and Magneto.
Awesome.
Stanley story, Jack Kirby cover and art.
Iconic.
Whew, such a great book. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Terrific.
For having the wherewithal to think ahead of time and say, hey, you know what? I should get this before it goes up.
Now I can flip it for a car.
Although I'm sure when you bought it, you thought to yourself, holy cow, I can't believe I'm spending this much on a comic book.
Oh, yes. Yes. It would be the first, but certainly not the last time.
Right.
Yeah.
So, same LCS, a couple months later, another great X-Men book. And Elon, I think, knew me at that point. He was like, hey, look, lay away. You could totally do it. I don't do that for everybody, but you like to give me money. So, there you go.
But you like to give me money.
Yeah. So, staying with the X-Men, giant size.
Yeah! This is the best ever!
7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
Ooh. White pages too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
And again, this was all around the same time, so about 22, 21 years ago.
All right. Oh, Phil, would you mind reading the creative team for this?
Len Wein story, Dave Cockrum art,
Yeah.
Gil Kane and Dave Cockrum cover.
Yep. Just for those that weren't in the know, it's actually not a Claremont book. Claremont took over a couple of years later. Yeah, it was Len Wein. But Dave Cockrum was, to me, one of my favorite X-Men artists. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Same.
Iconic. Again, an iconic cover.
Okay. And this next one was another big book. I'll say this. It's not a high grade, same LCS, and it was beat up to the point he's like, look, if you want to give me $20, it's cool.
God.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
But
Here
it
we
was
go.
like, I saw, this is the only time at the time I had seen it. And I was like, yeah, I kind of would. $20, whatever. Fantastic Four 48.
Holy cow!
Yeah, it's a 1.5, but
$20.
yeah.
I'll give you 50.
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
And yeah, I forgot who had said this. I know people were commenting before on Galactus's kilt, but
the Watcher's Skull.
Oh, a
the
Watu.
Watcher's got the
Yeah.
same one. Yeah,
It's
he's like,
Toga. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
and he's
yeah,
like,
yeah, because Galactus does have a kilt, yeah.
yeah. He's like, hey, everybody, watch this.
Mad Spidey's going to offer you $100, but it's Australian, so it's really only $50. So
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
So I'm gonna pause to do
get the
my
hell
little
out.
unboxing.
All right.
Yeah, this came literally minutes before we went on.
There you go, guys. Chris and I agree. We think, and this is we can't use absolutes anymore because people call us out when we say something's the first time and we haven't done it. But we believe this to be the first live. CGC just delivered this. I'm opening it up right now. I haven't even seen it yet, and I'm going to show it on OnlySlabs.
Yep.
And I'll say this too. I have not had a good run with my CGC submissions lately because I kind of rushed. I submitted this for the Alex Ross signing, and I have to say I'm pleasantly surprised. Not a classic book, but hands down, I think it's my favorite Alex Ross cover and certainly my favorite cover of this character.
Very
Awesome.
nice.
Awesome.
Oh, you went with the Alex Ross. See, I had a couple of books I sent in, and I just couldn't. I was like, of all these custom labels they've done for artists lately, this was one that seemed like the most underwhelming considering how great the artist is. And it's like, really? We couldn't get any Alex Ross art or something for a special? No, we just get his name.
I could be wrong. I think that's. I thought you were talking about the Thunderbolts. Yeah,
No,
I was going to say. I thought that was his
But
logo.
the tricky part is,
Yeah.
like, to me, his most iconic stuff is the DC lineup with
Yeah.
the black background with Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, Shazam in the background with that funny look on his face. Maybe they could add the timeless for Marvel books, but yeah, that's great choice. And
Well,
CJ's right, great coloring there, and good placement as well. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, this is one I did good. I don't know if Manny the Hobgoblin is watching, but it's not Hobgoblin, but I think this is up his alley.
Oh.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
cover.
I'm still waiting for my Alex Ross books to come back.
Maybe soon.
Yeah, well, maybe it could be in this box.
Maybe in the next
that I got
15 minutes.
Because I had a box delivered today too from CGC, and I know that there was a submission I sent in as well as the my Alex Ross stuff, and I think that they combined shipping. Although they probably they didn't bother to give me any kind of credit for combined shipping. They
CGC, yeah.
Yeah. Tomato. Anyways,
Okay.
that's awesome, sir. Was that it?
No, got
Nope.
2 more to go.
All right, 2 more to go. We got 10 minutes, and we still got a giveaway to give. So
Okay. So this next one, I'm going to warn you, maybe a little
Spider-Man
emotional, but I'm going to go right through it. So as I was saying,
glad you can make it. Sorry, I'm talking to the. Keep
no,
going. I'm just talking at the same time to the guests.
No problem.
Okay.
As I was saying, a lot of the books when I was collecting when I was younger, I got through just shows that my dad would take me to, and really what happened, my parents had separated, eventually divorcing, and every Saturday, my dad would alternate between me and my sister. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And what I thought was always pretty cool, my dad would actually make it a point to open up this thing that we don't really see anymore called the newspaper and find ads. And they used to advertise comic book shows. So you're talking beginning of the 90s, so
yeah,
people like, yeah, we'll have a show. It'll be great. So he took me to this one in Paramus, New Jersey. There's this place that was like an indoor amusement park called Sports World. Of course, it's not there anymore. About 45 minutes away. And at the time, I was just getting into the X-Men, and I was a dumb little kid, and I was like, I just want new X-Men. I just want new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad had the forethought to say, hey, look, I'm buying this then and giving this to you. Just take care of it. And there happened to be a classic.
now the guests are giving us time. You got 9 minutes.
I'm gonna get like the Oscar music.
He's just going. Don't forget. You got to get me my giveaway chance.
There was a classic X-Men artist that happened to be signing, and that's what I have here. This is never going to be a yellow label. This will always be a green label, but it's my favorite green label. This was an X-Men number 149, signed by Dave Cockrum.
Nice.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah. And, as a father now, I come to appreciate that at a certain point. I mean, look, my kid is a year and change old at this point. His only interest is Miss Rachel. There's going to be a point where I'm like, okay, you like to do this, so let's do this. And I thought that was one of the more admirable things and more admirable lessons I could learn.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, last book. Thank you, Mad Spidey. I have a clock on my thing. He's putting up 8 minutes. Jeez, you got a hot date? Got to be somewhere, Mad Spidey.
He wants
breakfast,
to win.
Man, breakfast.
Okay, so I mean, I guess if you saw the channel art or the show art today for this show, I'm going to take 6 minutes just to get this out.
Well, yeah, we do have a giveaway to give. So,
oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, if you saw the show art, then you know what this book is, but you may not know the story behind this. So I'll just show you the book first. This is, of course, Incredible Hulk.
Yeah! Yeah!
At an 8.5.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
Wow.
This was a gift from my gorgeous and beautiful wife. So this is not the first copy of this book I owned. Years ago, I had a copy that was about a 4.0. And before I met my wife, long before I met my wife, I was dating a girl who was like, dating a woman who was like, hey, I'm in a tough spot and I really need to borrow some money. I was like, I really don't have extra cash. But I was looking, I was like, I want to help you out. And this book hadn't blown up yet. So I was like, I'm going to sell this because I could always get a higher copy. It's easily affordable and attainable. Sold it. And, not soon after that relationship ended, whatever. A couple of years later, I met my wife and started getting her into comics a little bit. She's not a huge fan. She'll pick it up every now and then. And she said to me, what is the comic that you've always wanted? And I told her the story. And I said, yeah, someday I'm going to rebuy this book. At that point, it exploded.
Everybody's popping up time now.
Come on, Kenneth.
That's a great wife. Absolutely.
Yes.
Here, I'll tell you what we do. While you're telling this story, so because with time, everyone's conscious of time stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll continue telling the story. Hashtag Austin LeMay approved.
There we go.
Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, I'm coming in for a landing, I promise. So my 40th birthday, my wife really surprised me because she did everything like 2 weeks later. Big surprise party, which in itself would have been enough. And we finally got home exhausted. I thanked her or whatever. And she's like, there is one more thing. And I was going to bring this to the restaurant, but I decided not to. And she handed me this. So, yeah.
So
Well,
I do have a question.
Sure.
Did you get your money back from your ex for flipping the original 181? Oh man.
Wow.
Oh
And-
no.
And then this was then right before your wife got pregnant, right?
Of course. And that's why our son's name is Logan.
There you go.
Nice.
Phenomenal.
His name isn't Logan. I just threw that in there first.
Oh.
You should have just left it just at that. That would have been great.
No, his name is Herb Tripp.
His name is
Yeah.
X-23. No,
Yeah.
X-22. No. Weapon X. No. Whatever.
Peter Parker.
No.
Peter Miles.
X10.
Awesome, sir. That is phenomenal. My wife's given me some good books, but she has never given me that good of a book yet.
Well, this is Fat Stacks. Here
Oh,
you go.
Mary.
But she does indulge me like there's no tomorrow. Thank you so much, Phil, for coming in on short notice and bringing a great. I think we did. This was perfect. You went through a great progression of books from some of your early books, some of the books that were special to you for various reasons, to as well as some of these big keys, everything else. That was phenomenal. That I hope a lot of people got a chance to learn about you and your collection. Thank you so much for coming in on short notice and filling in for us. I really, truly appreciate it. So
Thank you for having me. I'm like Keanu Reeves in that crappy football movie that I can't remember.
Oh, the
Wasn't
replacements.
crappy.
No.
That was
Okay,
good.
Why don't we say, okay, maybe it wasn't
In that
crappy, but
movie.
it wasn't Godfather.
Well, sure. It
Come on,
was
man.
it was a fun movie. I like to say it was a fun movie. Right?
There we go.
So there you go.
Shane Falco we're talking about here. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
Gene Hackman doesn't like it.
guys, again, down below, the follow Philtastic Comics and Art, links to YouTube and Instagram down below as well. Of course, to my man, Chris, the comic vet there, as well as a whole bunch of information, including a new discount code. If you're interested, I did release a video the other day about Comics Pro Line and some of the comics bags and boards that I use, and people have made comments about, wow, that's so clear, everything else. Well, if you're interested in trying them for yourself, they contacted me and gave us a code. You can use code FATSTACKS and get $10 off your order. No minimum purchase required. So there you go. That link and that information should be down below. Actually, it may not be. I'll have to add it because you know what I'm dawning me. I don't think I updated this description since they reached out with that. Anyways, let's go ahead and spin it and see who wins it here, so we can get on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of our next stack of books here, our giveaway.
Wheel of Fish.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was Austin LeMay?
Oh,
Sold
twice.
twice. Congratulations there, Sold Twice. All right. So you know Sold Twice likes him some Venom.
Watch your back. Okay.
Chris, how?
Hold on.
Oops, let me
Hold on,
slide
hold on.
myself
I got it,
over.
I got
Yep.
it.
Oh, you got it. All right. Bam. All right.
Okay.
What do we get for Sold Twice?
All right. Let's go 2 from the front, 2 from the back. Then we're gonna let her ride.
Well,
Now, before you begin, Rob, are there slabs available?
Oh
in
yeah,
this?
there's still
So
slabs,
slabs, clothing, the whole 9
Yep.
yards.
trade
All right.
paperbacks. There's all kinds of
Stop.
stuff.
Oh, look at that!
Wow.
Is that the front one?
No, very close though.
Okay.
So we're taking
Those two.
The two, yeah.
Yes.
Wow, that was a thickie.
What's
Oh.
on the back? Okay. Is there something we need
Oh.
to?
No, that's something for me. All right.
Okay. We're gonna let her ride a little bit. Stop. Right there. Those 2.
All right.
Now watch your back putting it down, Rob. That box
that
is
down.
stuffed.
All right.
All right.
That's what she said.
Especially after giving a Wolverine.
Boom.
All right. So let's go ahead and do this here. Ooh, wow. First up
Hold on. Thank you guys. I totally deserve this. That's great, man.
Miscongeniality.
Oh,
Ooh.
yes. Look at that foil.
Embossed foil.
That is terrific.
Wildcats #1.
Oh, yeah.
How about some facsimile action
Oh,
with Amazing Spider-Man 122, Death of Gwen
Iconic
Stacy.
love it.
This one's got 3 Pokemon cards in it.
Oh,
Ooh, fancy.
what to do, Pikachu?
Here's a book from 1967. It's a little rough, but it's a 1967 DC checkerboard Action Comics 345 Superman, and he's Clark Kent's on candid camera. Oh
Yes.
no!
That is actually a little bit of a key. Yeah.
This is the book that you saw some writing on the back, and the writing on the back says that this is actually, well, it's Teen Titans #1. It actually says that you get Teen Titans #1, or Titans #2, and Titans #3. So you get the first 3 issues all go together. Congratulations, sir! You get some bonus books there.
Triple
Wow.
threat.
We got
Triple
both
threat.
of our winners today receive a copy of Legends of the Dark Knights issue #1.
Nice. I like that Mr. Freeze.
And
going
not
up
to
high
be
school.
I know that Soul Twice you like your Venom, so how about this exclusive variant? Now it's an X-Men Red issue #3. This book is signed by Inyok Lee.
Oh, yeah. Look who's on the front.
Oh, so twice called me. He said he doesn't want that one.
Oh. Funny, I just got the same text from him saying, Chris, you can have that cover.
There you go.
So there you are. Congratulations there, Soul Twice. Thank you guys so much for coming on out. Join us again next week. We'll be here with Collecto 6. Huge collector of, as you can tell just from that thing, a lot of Golden Age and old rare comics. I'm so happy to have Collecto 6 on. So guys, we'll hope to see you next week. We're out of time. Until next time, make sure you collect what you want. Don't listen to anybody, including me, because I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.